Okay, hey, hello guys. Can someone confirm in the chat that I'm audible? Okay, cool. So we'll wait for another minute, then we'll start. We'll try to cover two string questions today. I've pinged the question link in the chat. Let me know if anyone hasn't received or facing any issues opening the question. You can start by reading it and try to understand what the question is, and then we'll discuss what you have understood from it. Yeah, you can start. Let me know if anyone hasn't received the question link. I'll share it again. I see some of the people are joining again. Okay, Mees, I'm sharing it again. Wait. You can ping me, guys, if you have any doubt in the question or there's any confusion. Just ping me in the chat. No, Aditya, we don't have to actually do slice. We just have to try to read the question again and just think that we just have to do the partitioning in our mind and just we have to return the sizes of the final sections. Try to think in that way. Maybe you can use the slice method, but try to think in a better way. Maybe you will find a optimized way. Anyone else having any ideas how we can do this and what they have understood from the question? Anything? We'll start discussing the question in few minutes, so you guys can ping what you have understood from the question. I guess the question is a small one only, so you guys have already read it. So just ping in the chat what you have understood from the question. Then I guess we can come to the solution part. Manideep, we don't have to return. We don't have to store the characters. We just have to return the size. So try to think in that way. We just have to return the size. So try not to store it in a separate space. Try to think it how we can do it on in just by traversing the array. No, Aditya, we have to print the size of the section. Yeah, we have to use the last index of every character, but at the end we have to print the last index. Just try to read the question again. And Gayatri, you are saying we don't have to print any characters or we don't have to, we just have to see how we can divide it into partitions. So try to think in that way. And one more thing I like to clear with you that we cannot rearrange the characters. We have to divide it into sections in the same manner it is inputted. So we just have to put partitions in between the string, but we cannot rearrange the character. We cannot sort the characters. So try to think in that way. Aditya, there is some confusion maybe because we don't have to print the last index. We just have to return the size. Yeah, in the scenario of the first section, it will automatically be the last index of the first section. But for the rest of the section, it will be the size of the. You can see in the example in that because the second one is 7. So that is the size of in the output you can see in the question sample input. The second output is 978. So 7 is size of the second partition and 8 is size of the third partition. Let me know if you are still confused about it. We can discuss. So can anyone confirm in the chat that you can see my screen? Yeah. So just look at the screen. I'll just explain what we have to do here. Then you can continue thinking. So we don't have to move any of the characters. We just have to make a partition here like this. We have to think like this is the first partition, or we have to say like this is the second partition. We have to divide it into sections like this. Like this is the first section. This I'm not saying this is right, but I'm saying that we have to just divide it into section like this, and we have to return this size. Like this is 7, or this is 8, or this is 2. In that way, we have to do it like this. Try to think now. I guess the question is now clear to everyone. There is no confusion in the question. Just let me know if there is any confusion in the question. Yeah, Abhishek, you are going on the right track. Just try to think. We don't have to use that frequency. We just have to find the last occurrence in that way. Try to think in that way. We just have to use the last occurrence of the particular character to divide it into sections. Okay, we'll start discussing the question in 2 minutes. Just throw me solutions, or if anyone is any having confusion about the question, just ping in the chat. I'll create right through. Abhishek, you are getting my point, right? We don't have to use the frequency. We just have to use. You are on the right track. Try to think that how we can use the last index, last occurrence of the character. Like you can see here, we have A. We have A here. So the last occurrence of A is here. So that means we have to make our first partition after this, at least after this, and we have to cover all these characters. that all this character doesn't has any, we can say, any similar alphabet after that. So we have to make sure this. Try to think in this way, and we'll start discussing the solution in some time. Guys, anyone else having confusion in the question itself? Yeah, Aditya, you can use that. Just try to think how we can use that to get this solution. You're on the right track. Try to think how we can do this. Yeah, Manideep, you are right. You are right. Now you have found the last character, so try to think how we can divide it into sections now. You're on the right track, Manideep. And guys, try to avoid messaging to the attendees. Try to select the options all panelists so that other doesn't get hint from you. It's better they try to do it themselves. I see Manideep doing it to all panelists and attendees. Okay, guys, shall we start? Shall we start discussing? Yeah, Sadhvi, your approach is right. Try to think how we can optimize this thing, how we can find the last occurrence, because every time if we try to find the last occurrence, we have to traverse the whole string. So try to find how we can do it in a better way. Your approach is right. Yeah, Mandeep, you are right. This is good for storing the last index, but we have to think of the partitioning part also, or try to move faster here. Yeah, Sadhvi, you are right, but using that function also, that will also go through all the string and try to find it, right? So we have to optimize in such a way that all the last occurrence of all the character we find in a separate loop, we find in it in a single loop, and then in the second part we use that. So in that way we don't have to check for each and every character again and again. So like guys, eyes on the screen. So like we are at A. So from here we'll try to go through each and every character, and we'll try to find a slash again. So we will traverse the string. And here again at B we'll do the same thing again. Here again at A we'll do the same thing again and again. So we don't want to do that. We want to optimize this thing, that we don't want to traverse it again and again every time we are at a character, every time we are traversing a number. So Sadhvi, try to think of a better approach than that. The string functions are good when we have to find only for a single character. When we have to find the last occurrence of every character, then we can use this different approach. Okay, guys, let's discuss this now. So all of you can see my screen, right? Let me know if anyone is any issue with the screen, and you guys can stop me anywhere where you feel that there's any confusion here. Yeah, Saksham, you are right. You are right. Just try to think how we can use that. And yeah, Saksham, you are right. You are right. Okay. Now discuss the question is now. Everyone on the screen. Okay. So let's see how. Just try to give me the answer for this string. That what will be the answer for this string. So just tell me What will be the first partition? Where will be the first partition? Just give me, just tell me in the chat. Ping me in the chat. Where will be the first partition? Yeah, Satvi, you are right. Yeah, Saksham, you are right. Others, please confirm. No, Abhishek. It won't be at last A occurrence because when we go to last A occurrence, we also have C inside this section. If we put the partition here, we also have C inside this section, right? So we have to cover all the C's also. So we have to move this thing here. Just try to think in that way. Anyone else having different opinions about this? A lot of you are saying that upper partition should be here, and this is right. Anyone else think that this is not the right way? This is not the right answer? We can discuss. Abhishek, your first two are right, but your third one is saying that it should go to G to I. This is not right. G alone can be a particular section, and we have to make as many sections as possible, right? So G alone can be a section because G doesn't have any occurrence after that. You got my point, Abhishek? G alone can be a section. Abhishek, please confirm in the chat if you have any. Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. Okay. So now let's discuss how we can go through this. We'll try to find the answer first, then we'll go to the approach. So here we can see the last occurrence of A is here. So that means our first partition should be here or after this. That thing is sure now. So the first partition should be here or after this. So this thing is sure here. So now what we'll do, we'll keep traversing all the elements in the section, and we'll try to think that if any of the section, any of the character in this section is having any occurrence after this line, then we have to move this line, right? So now we are at B now. So the last occurrence of B is here, right? So the last occurrence of B is here. That means it is already in the section, so we don't have to move the partition, right? So A, we have already checked. For B, we have already checked that the last occurrence is inside the section. For C, we can see that last occurrence is after the partition, right? Now what we'll do, we'll move the partition from here to after C so that it covers all the characters that have any last occurrence outside that, right? Again, now we have B, A, and C. We already checked for that. Now A and C. That means this section is finalized. So we don't have to change it now. Now we'll move to the next section, right? Now we have E here. For E, we'll check the last occurrence. Here is E. So now we'll make the partition here. This will be the initial partition. Until we traverse the whole whole section, our partition can be changed, right? So now for F, we'll check the next occurrence. F doesn't have any occurrence. It is also already inside the section, and E we have already checked. That means this section is also finalized, right? Now for G, we don't have any occurrence of G further, so we can create the partition here because there is no other element in this section. For H, same procedure. For I, now for I, we have a second occurrence at the end. So can anyone confirm in the chat that what will be the partition? Where I have to put the partition? Hope you guys have understood the question, I guess. Just ping in the chat. Okay. Yeah, I have received a lot of yes. Everyone is right. Everyone. Abhishek, you are right. Aditya, you are right. Saksham, you are right. Others, everyone, please confirm. Please let me know if anyone is getting left behind. We can explain it to them also. Yeah. Yeah, Gaurav, you are right. Okay. So the last partition will be here. So now what we have to return is the size of these sections. We just have to we already found the partition, so we just have to count the size, and we just have to return, right? So now like we have 10 elements here. So 10 for this, 3 for this, 1, 1, and 3. So this will be our answer, right? So now let's try to think this how we can code this. So what are we actually doing here? We are just making partitions and finding the last occurrence. So how we can find the last occurrence here? That when we are this, we are every time for A, we have multiple A's here, right? We don't have to go every time check the last occurrence by traversing the array. So what we can do, we can, before finding the partitions, we can traverse the string and store the last occurrence of all the characters. What I'll do, I'll start from here. I'll keep characters like this in a separate array. You can use ASCII values or frequency arrays for that. Some of them are already using that. You can use anything. Just try to think that how we are doing this. Okay. So for A, I'll start traversing the array from here. So for A, the last occurrence for now is 0. Last occurrence for now is at 0th index, right? I'll just quickly write the indexes here. Okay. So for now, the last occurrence of A is 0 here, right? Now for B, we'll move to the next element. For B now, the last occurrence is 1. For now, I'll just check. I'm just checking for now. I'll keep on updating when I'm moving forward. So when I'm at here, I'll see that this occurrence is greater than the stored occurrence, right? So I'll update the thing here that now we have 2. The last occurrence of A is 2. Then again, I'll come to B. I can do the same thing here. I'll update it to 3. Again, I foresee there is no I have stored in, so I'll keep it 4 here. In this way, I can store the last occurrence of all the characters in a single traversal. In this way, we don't have to compute the last occurrence again and again, right? So now we have the last occurrence thing. What we have to do now, we have to just find the partition, and we can use this auxiliary array, or we can say frequency array, to find that last occurrence. So let's see the algorithm for this. Just pick it up. Okay. Okay. So what we have done here? We have stored the last occurrence of every character in a separate array. So here we have done this thing. We have already done this thing. So now what we have to do, we have to okay. So now let's start by traversing the array. Let's maintain 2 variables here. I can say max last and current last. Okay, just let me. Okay, so we'll start by traversing the arrays. We'll do the same thing that we did earlier. We'll start from A. For the A, we'll check. We don't have to find the last occurrence of array again. We just check this array. We'll know that in this array, we'll see that we have already computed that thing. So it will say that it will point to here. That it will be at the 8th index, right? So I'll just mark the partition directly at the 8th index and update the max last. That for the current section, the max last is 8 for now, right? Because current last is also 8 and max last is also 8 now. Okay. Now we'll move to B. We do the same thing. We find the last occurrence from here that will be already stored in this. So the last occurrence already stored here will be 5, and it will be 9 for this, right? So now we'll check that 5 is already smaller than, now the current last occurrence is 5, right? So that is smaller than max last, so we don't have to move the partition, right? Now we'll go on, we'll moving forward, we'll go for C. Now the current last occurrence will be 9. The current last occurrence will be 9. So that is higher than 8, right? So now that this means that we have to move the partition. So this is the current partition now. So we have to update the value here as 9, right? When we'll reach this index, we are already at the max last. So when our index is at max last and our current last is also before or equal to max last, that means we have found our partition end. So we'll end this partition here. We'll start from here and we'll do the same things again, and we'll mark the max last at this index. So can anyone tell me when we have marked our first partition, how we'll start from here? What will be our value of max last and current last for now? How will start computing from E? Can anyone confirm in the chat? Yeah, Aditya, you are right. You are right. Yeah, Saksham, you are right. Okay. Yeah, you guys are right. So when we have already found the first section, for the second section, what we'll do now, we'll start by E and think that this E is our starting point. So the current last will be equal to the last of E, and the max last we have to update according to the current last, because we are doing it as a fresh start, right? So every time we are making a partition, we can store the index in a separate array so that we can just output that index. So this is the approach. So you guys have understood the approach? Anyone having any doubts or anything? Just ping in the chat. Any doubt, anything, anything from the question, you have any doubt in the approach, or you think that this approach maybe it's some confusing or anything. Just ping in the chat. If you are having any confusion, how we can do this thing, how we can find the last occurrence in a single traversal, we can discuss that also. Just ping in the chat. So you guys are aware with the sky values, or you guys can do this in a map, or you guys can do this in the sky using in normal array using sky's values, right? Okay, okay. So we have two queries here. Okay, let's discuss this. So okay, Paras, you have just are you have just joined, na? Okay, sorry, sorry. I guess I have shared the wrong question. Paras, just give me a second. I've shared the wrong question link. Share it to you again. Just open the link that is having partition labels. Ignore the other link. Okay, okay. So Manidev is saying, can you repeat the traversal part? Yes, yes, we can do that. Okay, okay. Yeah. So I'll also cover the Sadhvi's doubt that how we can move to the next partition here. So let's discuss now. So just think of it that we have already stored the last occurrence of each and every character, right? So let me just update the index part here. Is 8, 9, and we have 10, and we have 11, we have 12. Okay. Just let's first update the last index part. So for A, the last index is at 8. You can see that here. So for B, the last index is at here 5, and for C, it is at 9, and for D, okay, we don't have to go for D, we have to go for E. For E, it is 12, and for F, it is 11, right? So this up till this thing, everything is clear, right? Okay, okay. Let's please ping in. Please stop me whenever you feel this is going confusing or anywhere. Okay, so we'll start with A. We'll check the array, and I'll just remove the initial partitions. Okay. Okay, Mandeep. I'll try to. Is it? Am I audible now? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Mandeep. Okay. So we'll start with A from the first here. So we'll check this array. The last occurrence of A is 8 right now. Okay. So currently, right now, we have right now our max last will starting with max last as 0, because we can keep it as first tag because it is also a possible solution, and current last also as 0, right? So now when we'll start at A, we have found that the last occurrence of A is at 8th index, right? So when we are at 8th index here, so we can put our initial partition here, temporary partition here, and we can update the current last as 8. So after this we can check that how we can update, like current max last is 0 and current last is 8 now, right? So we'll update the max, since the max current last is greater than max last, we'll update the max last. Okay, so now we have 8 8 for both, right? So just ignore this one. We have 88 for both. Now we'll move to the next character. We have B here now. So the last index, last occurrence of B is at 5, right? So here that is already in the partition. So if we check that current index is 5, current last is 5, and the max last is 8, but we don't have to update this thing, right? So we can continue with this max last, right? So we'll just continue with the same things. So we have max last as 8 right now. So now after B, we have again A. So our current last will be again an 8, and max last is already 8. So we don't have to update it. So when it'll come to this B, the last occurrence is 5. We have already checked that we don't have to update it. The current last will become 5. For C, now when we are at C, our current last will become 9. So now this is greater than the max last. So will we have to update the max last here? So now we'll make the max last as 9. It is clear up till now, right? Manidi, please confirm in the chat. Yeah, Mandeep, that is also right, storing the start and end of the but how will you how will you divide it into sections? That is also a problem, right? Because when you go for start and end, that means you have to cover that whole section. So when you check for the another, you cannot do that. You have to also maintain the index, right? Like if you are storing that for A, like it can be possible that you have a E here. So you, if you stored it in a we can say, if you have maintained the order, then your approach is right. But in that way, you will be using extra space. So this approach is not using that much extra space. You are storing into a map that is storing 3 things. We are storing only one thing. So this is also a separate approach. Yeah, your approach is right, but we can go in this way. This is a easier way. Please stop me whenever you feel you are having any doubt, right? So now we have updated the partition from here to here, right? So we'll keep on checking for A, C. We already know that. So when we are here, so now our I is equals to max last, right? And there is no further for our current character. There is no other occurrence after this section. So we can finalize this section for now, right? Please ping in the chat if anyone having any confusion about this thing. So we have finalized the first section. Now coming to the point of yeah. So Sadhvi asked how we can move to the next partition, right? So while moving to the next partition, so we are at current this character now, E. So when we are at this character, so we can assume that our this character can be the last of that partition, right? So we'll keep the max last as 10 and the current last as the last of this occurrence. So the current last will be now become 12. So after this, we'll compare 12 with 10. So this is greater than this. So we'll update it to 12. So is it clear to you now, Sadhvi? Just confirm me once. Okay, great. So in the same way, we'll go for F. The last occurrence of F is 11. So we don't have to move the max last. So in this way, we'll finalize our partition here. Okay, so I guess it's clear to everyone now. Just ping in the chat. Please confirm in the chat if it's clear to everyone. Just tell me that the approach is clear. We can think of the code part later. Just tell me the approach is clear. Okay, guys. Yeah. Please, everyone confirm, please. So that we can move to the next question quickly. We have only 25 minutes. Okay. So we have received some yes. Please ping in the chat if anyone is having any doubt. I'm moving to the next question right now. This one is quite an easy one. Yeah, Aditya. While we are starting checking for the first partition, it will obviously start from the 0 index because we cannot leave any character behind. We have to cover all the characters. Gaurav, I can show you the code here, but I guess for others it's better they try it themselves. I can show you the code here. You guys can see the code here. Just don't get confused from this. I'm just giving you an example here. Don't get confused from this. Okay, Gaurav, you can see here. What I have did. I have stored that the last occurrence of every character in a separate array. You guys can use map. You guys can use frequency array. Anything you are comfortable with. Then what I am doing, I'm just picking up the last occurrence of that character. But after that, what I am doing, I'm just updating the max last. If that occurrence is after the max last, it will automatically get updated. And if we are at the end of partition, we'll just push it into the result. You can just see out here. You can just print it here. And if you are doing it dry run, just put it into answer, and we'll update the max last as k from the next character we are starting for temporarily. After that, we'll follow the same process. Is it clear to you now, Gaurav? Okay, yeah. Okay. So I'm sharing you guys the next question. Just read that and let me know what you have understood from that. Please ping in the chat if anyone has any confusion about this question or previous question. We can do that. And others, please start reading this question. Maybe you have heard of this question earlier. Just try to understand the question and don't get confused about the substring and subsequence part. Substring means continuous. So we have to pick continuous characters. So go in that way. Can someone confirm in the chat that you have received the link? Okay. Yeah. Cool. Please start reading the question. Just try to be quick. We'll try to discuss this before the session ends. So you guys are familiar with palindrome, right? So for those who are not aware of palindrome, so palindrome is a string that if we reverse the string, it will be same as the without reverse string. So it's like we have ABA. So after reversing, it's still ABA. Nitin NITIN. After reversing, it will be still like NITIN. So in a string, we have to find a particular substring that is palindrome, and we have to find the longest palindrome. So we have to cover as max as characters as possible. Let me know if anyone is not aware of the concept of substrings or palindrome or anything. Just ping in the chat. We'll discuss that. Just try to go through the question and think of approaches and we'll discuss. Just ping me, guys, if you have any confusion or anything. Just ping in the chat. Yeah, guys, you can start telling me that what you have understood from the question or how we can do this. Anyone? You must have read the question. It's not a big one. Yeah, Saksham, you are right. Yeah, Saksham, you are right. So after using these loops, what will you do? Yeah, Saksham, you are right. You can just start. You can start writing the code if you are confident. Your approach is right. Yes, Advi, your approach can work, but you are going randomly or the things. So try to think of a proper way. So this is not the right way because sometimes the character can all the there can be no palindrome there. So you are wasting a lot of time in checking from the end. So try to think in that way. Saksham, you are right. You can start coding. Yeah, you can find the duplicate characters at the end or from the front, but in that way you will be, you can say you will. It may be possible that you are checking the whole string, and at the end the current characters at the centers are not matching. So that is also a way. So try to think that we don't have to store any characters in a separate array. Don't try to use any extra space. Try to think of a better way. Your approach is right, Sadhvi. In your approach is right, but try to think of approach that we don't have you use extra space. Because this is not the right way, since it can be possible that there is no possible palindrome, or just think of a bigger picture here. Yeah, Saichan, you are right. We can do this, but think of how we can, because we have to check for all the sizes. So if we are at fifth index, you can check with we can you can check fifth with 4 and 5. You can also check 4, 5, 6. You can also check 3, 4, 5, 6. So try to think in that way, Sai. You are getting my point, Sai, right? Yeah. Yeah, Adkari, your approach is right. Your approach is fine. Just but there is one problem with your approach. So just let me share my screen. You can see my screen, right? Yeah. So you are saying that we'll check that this is palindrome or not. If it's not a palindrome, which character we should increment? This side or this side? Just confirm this once. Because if you are increasing it from here, it can be possible that this is a palindrome. So you're missing this case. So if we are incrementing from here, this can also be a palindrome. So anything can be good. Like this is also a palindrome, triple B. So this can also be an answer. And this is also a palindrome. So your approach is not covering these cases. So try to think more broader way. So just try to think how we can find all the substrings. Try to go in that way. Yeah, Sadhvi. Yeah, you are right. You're right. Try to convert it into a approach. Your thinking part is right. Just try to convert how we can convert it to code. Yeah, Paras. Yeah, Paras, we can do that. Yeah, Yashika, we can do dynamic programming also. So some of, I guess most of you are not aware with that. So I'm going with the simpler approach here. If you are aware, you can do that also. Yeah, Yashika, you are right. You can start by writing the code, Yashika, if you are confirmed with the DP approach. If you are confident with this question, I can share you another question. Yeah, Paras, you can go with that. You can use nested loops. Okay, so just think for those who haven't understood or having any confusion, you can just think that how you can find all the possible substrings, how you can find all the possible substrings, and then just try to think which of them is palindrome and try to store the answer that is the biggest palindrome. Yes, so it is possible that our result can be of even length or and can also be of odd length. So here you can see in this question our result is this. So this is of odd length. So if there can be one more a here, right? So in this way it will be of even length. So it is possible that it can be of even length or odd length. This is not the restriction. So I'll say just try to find all the substrings. We can go with the basic approach for now. Just try to find all the substrings, then check for all the substring that this is a palindrome or not. I guess some of you have already pinged this thing. So try to think in that way. Yeah, Gaurav, you are right. Yeah, Gaurav, you are right. Your approach is fine. Just try to optimize your second for loop. We don't have to go to zero again because we are checking some substrings again. We can just go for the second loop. We can go from I to n. Just think of that. Yeah. So guys, I'm raising the poll. Just quickly complete the poll and we'll start discussing the question. Let me know if you don't have access to the poll, if you have any problem in the poll. I've raised the poll. Please, guys, fill the poll first. So some of you have are left. So just complete the poll quickly and we'll start discussing the question. Okay, so I'll start discussing the approach now. Please ping in the chat if you have any queries about the question. I'll just the approach. So first, let's discuss how we can find the. So let's see if the question is clear to you now. So in this, you can see this is a substring. This is also a substring. This is also a substring. So the biggest substring is this, right? So this will be the answer. So anyone is having confusion about this or haven't understood the question, just ping in the chat, or else I'll start with the approach. Okay, guys. So I'm starting with the approach now. I guess one of you is left for the poll. You can do that whenever you get time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's start with this thing. Okay. So now we know that what we substring, what is palindrome. So how we can find the substrings? So what we can do to find all the substrings, we can just simply start from every character, making it as thinking that this is a starting index of that. We can say this is the starting index of every substring for that. So for considering this character is a starting index for that, I'll check for all the sizes. So we can say J is the size here. So I'll check from B to this index. I'll check from B to this index. I'll check from B to this index. And this way I'll cover all the substrings starting from B, right? Starting from this index, starting from 0. So after checking this way, I'll move to this first index. I'll consider this as the starting index. I'll go for the second index, like from 1 to 2, from 1 to 3, from 1 to 4. And this way I'll find all the substrings. So we can use two nested loops to find all the substrings. This thing is clear for to you all now. So when we have all the substrings, we can just compare all the characters in that substrings. Like we have B, 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 B. We'll just compare the first character with the last one, and the second with the second last one. If all the characters are matching, that means it's a palindrome. We can just update our answer if our current answer is like 3, and we have already found a palindrome string that size is greater than 3. So we can just update the answer. Just ping in the chat if you have any confusion about this approach. Please ping in the chat if you have understood the approach or not. Please guys ping in the chat if you have understood or not, so that I can move forward. I have only 7 minutes. Okay. For those, the approach is clear. Just you can start the coding thing. Yeah, Gayatri, we can do that. After this, we just have to check for each and every string that this is palindrome or not, and we can use that variable to store that. Yeah, you are right. Anyone else having any confusions? Just see in that we have to just, if we have found all the substrings, we'll check every substring is palindrome or not. If that is a palindrome, we'll check that the longest one we have already stored. So if the current that we have found is greater than the stored one, so we'll just update the stored one. And at the end of all the substrings we have traversed, we'll return the longest one. Please ping in the chat. Anyone else having confusing? Some of you are already clear with the approach. You are writing the code. Others haven't confirmed the chat. Please everyone confirm in the chat. Okay, Abhishek. Yeah, you can start writing the code. Anyone else? Others have received only 5 yes for now. Yeah, guys, cool. You can start by writing the approach. Just ping in the chat if you have any confusion about this. And anyone having other approach to discuss, we can discuss that. And anything you want to discuss with me, anything apart from these two questions or any other doubt you have. Yeah, Gaurav. Thank you. No, actually, we don't have to store the longest palindrome. We can just store its size and starting index. Like if we have found the longest palindrome here, we can just store the starting index here, the B, and we can store its size. Like we have its size is 7. So we can just use these two things at the end. We can just use these two things to print. Okay, Abhishek, yeah. Anyone else having any doubt about the previous question, about the new question, anything? Anyone done with the code? Anyone having any better approach? Okay, Abhishek. So Abhishek is asking when it is advisable to use string function. So if you are aware about the complexity, so the string function, like if we are talking about the last occurrence string function, so if we are doing the same thing in our particular code, then we can use the same thing using the okay. So like if we are trying to find the last occurrence of in a non-sorted array, we can say non-sorted string. So it will also traverse the whole string, right? So the complexity here for that string function will also be the size of string. We can say if the size of string is n, it will be on, right? So we can use that only if we are writing the same code. So here, when we are like in PL, we were storing it in a single traversal. So in ON, we have stored for last occurrence for all the characters. So if we use that the last that the string function, so we have to use that string function for each and every character. So that will be like ON square, right? You're getting my point, Abhishek. So that will be like ON square. So if we have a better approach than that, then we should use this. If we don't have a better approach than that, then we can save our time by using that function. It will save our time by we can say it will save our time of writing the code. So that is where we use string functions. Yes, Abhishek, complexity will be of order n ki power 3 because we are checking all the substring and we are checking its palindrome or not. You are right. I guess you will be having another session of complexity. Your next session will be of complexity. For now, I can tell that we are using two for loops to find all the substrings and another for loop to check that it's palindrome or not. So we can say it's the complexity will for the whole question will be on cube. Is it clear to you, Abhishek? I guess both of you. Just ping in the chat. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Anyone having another doubt? You can, I guess, end the session for now. You guys have already come done with the poll. Okay, guys. I guess we can close this here. Please ping in the chat if you have any doubt. I'll close the session. Okay, guys. Thank you. Just ping and you can ping in your Slack channel if you are facing any issues with the coding part. Okay, guys. Thank you.